Hello and welcome to your messages for the week. Today is Saturday, the 13th of May, 2023. And these are your messages for the week ahead. So we're coming up to like halfway through May. How's it going for you? The messages for the month of May, I'll put a link in the description video in the end screen because they were all about honoring your multi-dimensional nature. And not only that, but focusing on the physical, focusing on the self-care of the physical body. And I am seeing that everywhere I look. Everyone I know is kind of like doing some new, exciting self-care practice. So I'd love to hear about yours. So that was the month of May, the messages for the month of May. And last week, the messages were about letting go, basically. And then afterwards, I reflected on that and I was thinking, we hear this a lot, don't we? Letting go, you've got to let go of this and let go of that. But what does it actually look like? And how can we actually do that? It's one of these things that's so simple, but can seem so daunting. And anyway, so I contacted my good friend Liz Nagle and we did a video together, which I've just uploaded. So I'll put a link in the description to that and the video in the end screen as well. It's what does letting go look like? So what does it actually mean? Because it's like means different things to different people, and there's different things that we're letting go of. I mean, what are we letting go of? You know, there's different things, isn't there? So, yeah. Wow. It's so interesting, I think, these journeys, these personal journeys that we're having. And I think it's good to discuss them because, you know, what helps one person can help another, even though there are many roads to Rome. And it's not up to us to tell other people which road to take. But there's a lot of people that kind of, I was thinking about this analogy, you know, the many roads to Rome. We've got to let everybody find their own roads to Rome. But sometimes we'll find ourselves on the same road, won't we, as other people, our loved ones or certain other people. And then we kind of travel on that road together for a while, which I think is lovely. And we could be really supportive. But then the road might change again and we go through different ways to, you know, getting to Rome. Maybe not Rome, but enlightenment. Right. I think we just got the three and I haven't seen them. They're face down. We've just got the three, yes. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me and the things that I love to do from this YouTube channel. So have a good browse around. Also from my website at deborahjanesutton.com and also on Facebook, Deborah Jane Sutton. Deborah Jane Sutton everywhere. Except on the Facebook page of the Garden Retreat. So if you're local in the Pago Alicante area, check out the Garden Retreat, pago.com as well. Brilliant. So welcome back or welcome. Let's have a look and see what's going on. So the first, oh my goodness me, I am not surprised. We've got the death card. And you will not be surprised to hear that this has been coming up an awful lot in the one-to-one readings that I've been doing. Of course, for the people that I'm reading for, it's not going to signify a physical death, their physical death, of course, because they're going through massive transformation. And if you're watching this, then you're going through massive transformation. And we're not expecting you to die physically at any time soon. You've got a job to do, remember? You're probably a star seed. I'm sure you are. And you incarnated at this time to help raise the consciousness level of humanity. And we do that by tapping into our gifts, our divine gifts, doing what we love, doing what makes us feel good and sharing it with others, okay? So I'm sure you're on board with a lot of that. But we are now, because astrologically, energetically, or however you want to call it, you know, we're getting well into this great awakening, right? And the death card is all about letting go. So it's obviously a very topical theme. I love the way the cards say what I've already said. So this is about letting go of all sorts of things. It's letting go of things that don't serve you. We say that a lot, but again, check out that video that I've just talked about that I did with Liz Nagle. What does letting go look like? Because letting go of what doesn't serve you, it sounds very vague and very broad, and sometimes we don't even know what the things are that aren't serving us, and we don't know how to let go, and it can be kind of difficult. But this is very much about letting go of the ego, letting go of the identity that you have around who you are, letting go of your expectations, letting go of believing you know the right way for somebody else's path. I've already just touched on that as well. It's basically letting go of your thinking. I'll put a video, the link in the description for the video on how to detach from your thoughts, because letting go of your thoughts is probably the biggest one that we can do. So this is definitely about walking away from what isn't serving you. And it could be anything to do with the matrix, the control, the manipulation, the greed, all these consciousnesses that we are walking away from. We're literally walking away from it. And we have to decide what we want to bring into our future. We are the creators, and we get to create whatever we want. But we have to remember that everything we spend our money on, our time on, our energy on, everything we put our consciousness on, we are choosing to bring it into our reality. And if we're doing that, then we're bringing it into our future. So if you're talking about heaven on earth, or if you're talking about transcending from 3D to 5D, or you've got any of those thoughts going on, we need to remember how we create things. So putting our attention on the things that we want to bring with us into heaven on earth, and not just our attention and our consciousness, what we spend our money on. Every time you spend money, make sure you're spending it on something that you want to bring in to your reality. And every time you do anything, I don't know, what are we creating here? What do you want to create? How do you want things to be? So I've got a little bit of a personal situation going on with kittens, and I think I mentioned it in that other video, but because we were open to having more kittens around the garden retreat, because it's a little bit animal-less since little Leo went AWOL. And so we have been actively looking, and people have been suggesting kittens and stuff. But all I'm seeing, even from the people that are doing really good here in Spain, there's a lot of issues with stray cats, and I understand there's a lot of people that kind of trap them, neuter them, put them back, and stuff like that. And they're serving the community, and I think it's fantastic the jobs that all these charities are doing. But I think we're not dreaming big enough. This is what's come to me, because yes, it's part of the dream to look after cats and to make sure that we're not overrun with them, and to make sure they're safe, secure, and all of these things. But also, let's think even bigger. How do we ultimately want to live? This is just one example for me. So I ultimately would like to live in a world whereby we live in nature with animals, and animals live in nature with us, and we don't own them. We just share space with them and share love with them, and we can feed them and we can look after them, but they're not ours. We don't own them. We don't because what I'm seeing is a lot of kittens being vaccinated. I mean, Mother Nature doesn't need to vaccinate anything, because Mother Nature, everything we need to be healthy and happy is provided for us by Mother Nature. So to see little kittens being vaccinated with pharmaceuticals doesn't make sense to me. And also chipping them, putting a digital ID in them. So some of the kittens I've been looking at, they want me to put my name on a register, to have a register of I don't know, some kind of national register. I mean, it's all digital and controlling. And then somebody wanted me to sign a contract. in order to take over the responsibility of the chip that's been put in this kitten. And I'm like, I don't know. Is that how we want to love our animals? By shoving pharmaceuticals into them and chipping them? And some people cut the ear to show that they've been neutered. I understand the importance of neutering, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people unsubscribing now I'm saying this, but because a lot of people are doing good. But ultimately, I'm talking about dreaming bigger, where the animals just come. So this is what we're doing now, just putting food out for the strays and just letting animals live in their own habitat. Somebody else suggested that they were going to catch a stray cat for me. I mean, that sounds like kidnapping to me, taking them away from their environment. Just because they're stray doesn't mean they're unhappy. And taking them away from their family. No, that doesn't seem right at all. Why would I want to do that to a creature? This way, I'm just putting food outside so a cat chooses to come into my environment and into my area. And if it takes time for them to get, able to pick them up and stroke them and pet them and everything, then that's fair enough. It takes time. But yeah, that's just one example that's been coming up for me quite a lot lately, is looking at what we really want to bring into the fifth dimension, into heaven on earth. Because at the end of the day, from a quantum truth, nothing exists. It's all an illusion. So I was like, the kittens don't really exist. They're just there to help me on my path. And so they're helping me by giving me an opportunity to reflect on how I want to spend my time, money, energy, and where I want to put my consciousness. So it's kind of interesting to distance yourself that much and to actually see that you are the creator and everything happening in your reality is happening for you. You are creating it in order to help you, for the purpose of you learning and reflecting on who you really are and what do you really want in life. And when you understand that there is nobody else, so there's nobody else, there are no kittens, and you're just playing a computer game with yourself, how you respond and how you react with the environment around you is all part of you evolving and then choosing how you react, choosing how you respond or not respond, and then choosing to invest your time, money, energy, and resources, and you're putting your consciousness on what you want to keep in your reality. So that it's a really important point. I mean, where are you spending money on things that you don't want to be spending money on? Where are you spending time on things that you don't want to be spending time on? And where are you spending your energy on things that you don't want to be spending your energy on? Remember that everything that you do that with, you're keeping it in your reality. Does that make sense? I hope that does make sense, because that's what we're letting go of. We're letting go of so much at the moment. And there is a progression and there is a step. And this situation is more conscious than that situation. But what I'm saying is, I think there's another situation that's even more conscious, but we can't think about it because we've been so programmed and so kept in the density that we can't fathom this beautiful world. The number of people that I talk to that say, oh, not in my lifetime. And I'm like, there's no time. It can be in your lifetime if you do it now. If you place your energy and your consciousness on what you want to bring in, you can do it right now. So it's not a time thing. But we've been so programmed. And as Albert Einstein says, time is a very persistent illusion, isn't it? So, yeah, this is definitely letting go of so much. And of course, there can be other people in our reality that are dying physically. Of course, it can always represent that as well. But when something leaves, it's obviously ready to leave, and there'll be some energy coming in. That's just the way it works. Old energy goes out, new energy comes in. It's like the cycle of life and death. It's just, some people say that death is actually the beginning because you're going back to the spiritual world and what have you. But Massive transformation. This is the card in tarot that has the greatest capacity for transformation. So it's really important that we dream bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Your firm foundations. Firm foundations. I have to say that again. Firm foundations, 4 of Wands. It's physical action in the physical world. It's merging together, coming together, two things coming together for the purpose of co-creation. Not doesn't have to be just two, can it? Can you see like the 2 11s going on there? People coming together for the purpose of, creation. Obviously, it's the wedding card. It is typically the wedding card because, of course, a marriage is two people coming together very often for the purpose of creation. And they're dancing in the foreground of the castle, which represents your goals in life. So it's massive. It's a celebratory card. It's really positive. And it's really showing that whatever's leaving our reality, we're creating firm foundations for heaven on earth. But we have to be conscious about it. We have to be aware of how we create our reality so that we can create the reality that we want. And sometimes I even find myself saying to people, be careful what you wish for, because we're still dreaming, we're still making our wishes from our limited human mind. And we're still making our wishes from some of the deep programming within us. We're making wishes from that place. So what we thought we wanted, there's better. There's better. Like with the cats, having them, looked after and off the streets is better than, having them starving or maltreated or what have you. This is a step. It's definitely better. Is it better than, letting them live in their own habitat happily with us living with them living with us? You get to choose. You get to choose your reality and you get to choose your heaven on earth. But I think a lot of us are not dreaming big enough. This is firm foundations. We are now creating the foundations for the life that we want to live. So if you're not living the life that you want to live, you need to really do some self-reflection and have a look at what do I need? What needs to leave? What do I need to change? What do I need to let go of? Your expectations, let go of the job that isn't serving you, let go of the relationship that isn't serving you, just let go of anything that is stopping you from doing what you want to do. Also, following your dreams, doing what you love, doing what you're good at, spending more time doing what raises your frequency, spending more time doing what makes you feel good. That's how we get the firm foundations, because our reality is a reflection of our frequency. Not our bank account, not other people. It's a reflection of our frequency. So it's kind of really important that we do what we love and that we do what we're good at and we do what we're passionate about. Wands, fire, passionate. Your passions are going to lead to firm foundations. Your passions are your key, your ticket out of 3D. That's what I want to say. Oh, that could be a title for this one, couldn't it? Your passions are your ticket out of 3D. Because that's what's going to raise your frequency. You can go back and visit 3D, but you will do so from a higher level of consciousness, whereby you can enjoy all the fun and joy of the physical world, but without the suffering. It's only the suffering, isn't it, that we want to let go of? We want to let go of the suffering. Well, let's see what the next card is. Justice. Oh my goodness, 2 major arcana. We've only got 3 cards and 2 of them are major arcana. You reap what you sow. Justice card. This is about law, but this is about natural law and not legal law, I want to say. We don't have to follow the legal law. What was it I heard? Oh yeah, so the people that hid Anne Frank, Anne Frank's diary from the Holocaust time, the people that hid her were breaking the law, and the people that killed her were working within it. And I think we are in those times. We're in those times. So this is about law and legal things, but it's about following nature's law. It's about following God's law. It's about following your law, the law of the universe, the 7 Hermetic principles. I'll put a link in the description to that as well. But this is about following your natural law, nature's law, Mother Earth's law of love and joy and peace and harmony. He's a karma card. He's the karma card. What you put out comes back. So we have to work on the inside, as within, without. So we need to find the peace and harmony and the life that we want to lead. Just, people will say, oh, I'm just one person. No, it doesn't matter, because you're the person that's creating your reality. You are just one person, one individuated soul. Yes, but you're the only one that's creating your reality. Nobody else is. So that's not an argument to say, oh, there's only me. There's you to stick by what you know is right. And as long as you do it authentically and with love, as long as you come from a place that is authentic and with love, then you can't go wrong, can you? But that's what this is saying. It is really big. This is a time for reflecting on everything, making sure that everything we do is what we want to experience in the new world, in heaven on earth. So you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. That's the message with this card. Choice and consequence, understanding that when you make choices that are not in alignment with your divinity, then you are choosing to keep yourself in a place of contraction. It's a time for leaps of faith. It's a time for sending, what do they call it? Sending caution to the wind or whatever. Yeah, wow. Nature's law. The common law. Common law. As long as we're authentic and honest and coming from the heart and expressing everything with love, then that's what we're going to create. We're going to create a world like that. But it starts with you. It starts with you being authentic to you and honoring your passions and realizing that your passions are there for a reason. And you're going to feel very insecure if you leave a paid job to go and start some passion hobby. But this card is saying there's firm foundations to be found in following your heart. Firm foundations. Yeah, this is now, wow, it is massive, isn't it? The energies in May. I'm really, really noticing this. But understanding, as always, how we create our reality is the key to everything. Check out my Lessons in Awakening on YouTube to understand a little bit more about how you are creating the life that you are living. Whether you like the life you're living or not, you are creating it. We need to take responsibility for it. And we need to choose what we want to bring into heaven on earth. And as much as I have love and respect for all the wonderful charities that are helping animals in Spain, I just can't get behind the concept of chipping, sticking digital devices. And some people will have told me it helps us find them and it helps us do this and it helps us do that. And now they're saying to me, it's the law. It's the law to do it, as if that's going to just make me change my mind. Oh, it's the law here in Spain. So therefore I'm going to just accept it and change my mind. It doesn't change my mind that I don't think it's right. There are a lot of things that are the law, and it doesn't mean that they're moral. Just because something is legal does not make it moral. And everyone's different. You create the heaven on earth that you want, but the heaven on earth that I'm creating has morals. People follow their moral compass and people follow their heart, and they do so authentically and with love, and they follow their passions and wow, powerful 3 cards. Really powerful 3 cards. So yeah, your passions are your key out of the matrix, I want to say. Firm foundations. Wow, letting go. Just got to let go of everything. Let go of it all because we want the moral justice. Not just justice. You know, when people say, "Oh, I'm seeking justice," I'm like, very often, I'm not saying always, but very often when people say I'm seeking justice, what they really mean is they're seeking legal revenge. A lot of the legal things going on are just people having revenge, but they're managing to do it legally. That doesn't make it a positive thing just because it's legal. Legal revenge. No, let's have moral justice. Moral justice. Wow. Oh, I do have so much love for all these people. I know I feel like I'm apologizing now. I think I'm just going to be upsetting a lot of people that run charities, but the truth is, my heart goes out to everyone and everyone that's doing good. And we all think that we're doing good sometimes, but it's about seeing the bigger picture, isn't it? Seeing the even bigger picture behind everything. This is the whole point. Can we dream big enough? Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you bring into your reality. Yeah. I'll stop there before I keep saying the same thing again and again. Have a fantastic week. I love you all. Get in touch if you want a private reading. See you in the next video. Bye for now.